What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sergeant Moose here, back with another The Texas Chain Saw Massacre video. In today's video, guys, I want to talk a little bit about the victims. We're going to break them down, kind of get a little feel of their backstory, get into their attributes, skills, different things like that. And I'll tell you the ones that I enjoyed the most during the technical test and what we can expect for release. This is what we know so far, guys. If you're enjoying the Texas Chain Saw Massacre content here on the channel, feel free to subscribe, as we're going to keep the ball rolling, man. Keep the hype up for the August 18th release here on the channel. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright guys, first and foremost, man, we're going to jump into Connie Taylor. Now, she was one of my favorite characters from the technical test, and I think she was probably a lot of other people's too. And we'll dive into why here in a minute. But let's get to her backstory first. Connie Taylor, she's a victim, 5'6", 120 pounds, from Paris, Illinois, 20 years old, and her ability is focused. So, Connie comes from a life on a farm where she never shied away from the work that went along with it. While not quite what you would imagine a tomboy to be, Connie relishes in being the type of person that will surprise you with her skills. High proficiency means she's crafty, intelligent, and ingenuitive. A natural tinkerer, her skills are more surgical than strong arm, and her focused ability can crack a lock instantly. So, you just read it there, guys, in the last sentence. Her focus skill can crack a lock instantly. This is massive, not only for Connie, but for the whole team in general in the game. So, guys, not only can she find lockpicks super fast because of her proficiency, she can also basically get a free unlock on anything. At least one free unlock for every single game. It's massive. So, as Connie, whenever you're starting out a match, I noticed that you kind of want to go straight for the lock boxes, man. You want to go for the lock boxes, grab a couple of lockpicks, and start getting them doors unlocked. And hopefully your team's following behind, because Connie is the absolute best. So, with that said, guys, I think she's going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with in the game. And we'll see how it goes out in the future. But yes, she is a badass at unlocking lockpicks. And she has decent strength as well. She can open things pretty fast. Her toughness is okay. So she's not going to be the best survivor for, or should I say victim, for survivability. But she kind of makes up for it everywhere else. And she is super stealthy as well. So that's Connie Taylor in a nutshell. In my opinion, one of the best victims of the technical test. Next, guys, we're going to jump into Leland. Now, Leland, for me, guys, was probably one of the most fun victims to use in the technical test. Kind of like not really trolling the family members, but he works in a pinch. He can help. You can help yourself out with him, get away from chases, and you can help your teammates. So, let's jump into him. Leland McKinney. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's 18 years old, from Georgetown, Texas. So while Leland might have wrestled in high school, college, life has a long way from high school and his glory days of wrestling. He is the strongest of the group, but strength is no replacement for actual toughness when it comes at the cost of stealth. Equipped with the lifesaver ability, he is still no match one-on-one against the likes of the Slaughter family, and therefore his capabilities benefit from teamwork with his peers. So yes, guys, his ability is called Lifesaver. Essentially, what this ability does is, if you're in a chase, if you're in a bind, you're getting hit by the cook, or, the hitchhiker, even Leatherface, you can use that ability and it will knock them down. Aside from Leatherface, it won't knock Leatherface down, but it will stun him. So, essentially, it buys you a little bit of free time to get away. It is a great ability, and it has helped me escape on a few occasions, but he does have his weaknesses as well. So, he is an extremely strong, tough character. He breaks from his grasp really quick at the beginning of the game. He can open up crawl spaces very quickly. But the thing about Leland is he's not very stealthy at all. He is very loud, very rambunctious, as you would expect him to be with his personality. But as the description says, with great teamwork, he can absolutely be a gem. So that is Leland McKinney, guys. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Julie. Now, Julie is the only victim that we weren't able to play in the technical test. The only victim that's been released so far that we didn't get to play in the technical test. So I'm actually interested into learning more about her as well. So her name's Julie Crawford. She's 5'7", 140 pounds, 21 years old, from San Clemente, California. And her ability is Ultimate Escape. So Julie is a Southern California native with a sand, surf, and sport lifestyle. Whether or not she's prepared for the stress and strain of this experience that requires a different type of endurance remains to be seen. Will her physical fitness be enough to carry her through? The ultimate escape ability will definitely help by temporarily reducing stamina drain and making her harder to track, giving her a chance at a mad dash for safety. So there you go, guys. That is the ability in a nutshell. She doesn't use as much stamina when she uses her ability, and she becomes more stealthy. So, from what I'm seeing here, she has the most amount of stealth of all the victims that we see so far. So, Julie is definitely the sneaky one, the one you got to watch out for, and she's going to be really, really good in chases. Her proficiency's not that great. It's about halfway. So, she's not going to be really great at, getting lockpicks, bone picks, things like that. Her strength is really bad, so you don't want her in them situations where you're going to have to unlock crawl spaces and survive in fights, things like that. She's going to be the quick one. She's going to be the stealthy one, but she's not going to be very strong. She does have a decent amount of toughness and endurance. So it's going to be interesting to see how Julie stacks up against the other victims. But from what I'm seeing here, it looks like that she has a pretty good ability. And it appears that in a one-on-one situation, she's going to be really good as well. So that is Julie Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. Next, guys, we're going to talk about Sonny. Sonny was also one of my favorite characters to use in the technical test, guys. A lot of people, for some reason, didn't like him because of his ability, but I sure did. We'll see how different perks and things affect his ability whenever he's released, but his name is Sonny Williams. He's 5'11", 160 pounds, 19 years old, from Pearland, Texas. Sonny might have a slightly smaller frame, but he more than makes up for that with his intellect. He's not only book smart, he's quick on his feet and quick with his decisions, perceptive and exceptionally situationally aware. Sonny will need to rely on his intelligence to survive, and his friends would be wise to reap the benefits of his abilities. His heightened sensibility helps him tune into the nearby surroundings and detect noises made by anyone nearby. So, guys, if you think of the Bond ability, if you're familiar with Dead by Daylight, essentially in that game, Bond is where you could simply see survivors that were close to your aura. So when they were in a specific radius of you, you would be able to see their auras. This is sort of how Sonny's perk works. However, you have to activate his perk to make it work, but you don't get the auras of the survivors. It's essentially like a sonar ability that he has, that you can hear their noises, which will pinpoint their location. You can also hear the family noises as well. So, in my opinion, guys, Sonny is a team player. If you're communicating with your team with Sonny, he's going to be very, very helpful with his ability because he'll be able to snuff out the family members and let you know of their coordinates. So, with that said, guys, let's jump into his attributes. He doesn't have a whole lot of stealth, so he's not going to be sneaky too much, but with his ability, he can kind of keep away and keep his distance away from the family. His proficiency is okay. You're going to be able to get different things, get different lockpicks, bone picks, things like that, at a decent rate of speed, but it's not great. His strength is really good, guys. So he can take a lot of hits. He can open up crawl spaces, different things like that, relatively fast. That is one of his strong suits. His endurance is super good. Sonny is going to be really, really good in a chase, and he's going to be a pain to deal with, especially if he has some distance on the family members. Toughness, of course, guys, is not that great, so he's not going to be able to take a ton of hits. He's not going to be able to survive long in a one-on-one fight. He's going to be the one that's going to want to be running from the fight as much as possible. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Sonny Williams. Again, one of my favorite characters, and I think his ability is going to come really in handy, especially once the perks are tied to it. And last but not least, guys, the one we played a good bit of in the technical test, a character that I kind of really enjoyed, and I actually got my first escape with her as well. It is Anna Flores. So, she is the sister of Maria Flores, who the story of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre game revolves around. So, essentially, Maria Flores is the one that was captured by Leatherface in the family, and we're out on a mission to find her. Her name's Anna Flores, 5'4", 105 pounds, 18 years old, from Uvalde, Texas. And her ability, guys, in my opinion, is one of the best abilities that I've seen in the game, aside from Connie's. Pain is nothing. Anna is fiercely motivated by the disappearance of her sister, and she's a natural leader to the group. Determination and sheer willpower are her strongest suits, and she'll need every ounce of her resilience to endure. Her toughness rating is the highest of the victims, a direct reflection of her strengthened resolve. Her ability, appropriately named Pain is Nothing, reduces incoming damage from attacks and falls. It also grants immunity to the effects of poison. So, poison, again, guys, is going to be a new mechanic that we're going to see in release that we did not see in the technical test. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. And some of the perks that I was looking at, guys, also affect poison and different things like that. So it's going to be interesting. But her ability, guys, essentially, in a nutshell, if you're in a fight, if you're in a chase, you're getting hit, you pop her ability, and it's going to drastically lower the damage that you take, and it's going to lower the stamina consumption from her as well. So she is going to be very good, probably the best in the game at winning a chase. Now, as you guys can see there at the top, her toughness is maxed out because she's going to be able to take the most hits and survive amongst all the survivors. Her endurance is relatively good as well, so she's going to be able to move pretty swiftly. She's going to be able to get out of chases. Not as good as some others, but she's going to be able to hold her own. Her strength is okay. It's not the greatest. She's not really the one that you're going to be wanting to go around opening up crawl spaces and different things like that. But it's all right. It's not too bad. Her proficiency is pretty bad. Now, she's going to be really, really loud. She's going to be not the one that you're going to be wanting to set out to get lockpicks and open up locks and different things like that. She would probably be the last survivor that you want to do that. But if you have to, you have to. And also, her stealthiness is about halfway. It's not too bad, but it's also not great. You don't want to be too sneaky with her, but at the same time, you got to want to... Again, it's about playing your role in this game, and her role is certainly winning these fights, battling these family members, taking the aggro from these family members for your teammates. So, guys, that's Anna in a nutshell. These are the 5 survivors that are going to be coming on release of the game. As far as more survivors, I believe there are more as well. I did want to talk a little bit about that too here on the video, guys. So there have been a lot of leaks for future content for the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. I'm not going to be revealing any of those on my channel. I don't even want to look at them myself because there have been some heavy leaks. I think even regarding future DLC for the game, which is very heavily spoiler stuff, and I don't exactly agree with even looking at that myself. So it's not going to be shared here on the channel. But we did do the perk leaks last night here on the channel, but I thought that was okay because that's going to be those are going to be on release day. But there are a ton of leaks that we're not going to be sharing here on the channel. So we're just going to share what we know right now. And we're going to go along with it as things come out. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, them are the 5 survivors that I know of that are going to be released on release day. Maybe we'll get more. I don't know. But we're going to be doing the family members. We're going to be breaking them down, talking about them a little bit as well. And we're also going to dive into Sissy and Johnny on the next video because they're going to be released with the game as well. So with that said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video of the victim breakdown, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments, are you pumped for the Texas Chain Saw Massacre? What are your thoughts about the game upcoming? And with that said, guys, we'll see you on the next video. So take care, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching.